Well, we had a bit of a nice break from the wedding drama on this channel recently, but I don't think it'll be a surprise to many people. We now have some more. Now, in this situation specifically, there's two main people you need to be aware of. The first one being Akira, who is a TikToker with 5,000 followers. And the second one is a makeup artist called ohkeliyah with 19,000 followers on Instagram. She did have a TikTok account that is now gone, but don't worry, we do have a video response from Keliyah later on in the video. But either way, let's add some context to this situation. So this all started when Akira posted a series of videos talking about this situation, where she first of all explains that Keliyah was supposed to be doing her makeup for her wedding and decided to cancel the day before the wedding to do a celebrity's makeup instead.
Hey y'all, I wanted to come on here and tell y'all the story about how my makeup artist canceled on me the night before my wedding at 9:22 to do JT's makeup.
Now, I've got to be honest, I wasn't exactly aware of who JT was, but I believe this is JT right here. She's got 7 million followers on Instagram, clearly a pretty big artist, used to be in a group, I believe, called the City Girls, and I believe this is the person that Keliyah did the makeup for instead. Now, in Akira's video, she explains that she actually met up with Keliyah and did like a trial makeup look with Keliyah and decided, right, this is the makeup I definitely want. She loved the look.
So, I originally met her July 5th, and we did a bridal trial makeup. She did a really good job. I'll show y'all. It was pretty much exactly what I was looking for.
Now, one thing I will say is, a bit annoyingly, this caption on the screen is here, like, for the whole video, I believe, and it kind of blocks some stuff on screen, like some text messages, which does make it a little harder to see things, like this makeup look, for example, that we can't see. But either way, Akira goes on to explain that she loved the look and that she wanted Keliyah to do her look for her wedding. Now, the only issue at the time was that Keliyah only takes bookings for up to 3 months away, and it was a bit longer than 3 months away at this point, so when it did get to the point of being 3 months away, she reached out to Keliyah again and tried to get something booked. Hello, this is Akira. I wanted to know if I could go ahead and pay so I can book you for my wedding. Then Keliyah responded saying, hey, email me the details. And then Akira replies by asking like what details. Keliyah says all the details of your bridesmaid location, start time, etc. and I'll send you a bridal contract. And then Akira does email Keliyah and doesn't hear anything back. And then we get these text messages 5 days later kind of being like, oh, I've actually seen your email, just want to let you know. As you can see, here's the text messages. Hey babe, I saw your email. I'm going to open space of my site for you to book. She says thank you. Doesn't hear anything back again for another 9 days. Like, clearly the replies were very infrequent, which is a bit of a red flag straight away, isn't it? Now again, with the way this video is kind of like structured, it's very hard to read the text messages, but what we can see here is they agree on a wedding date. It's on the 27th and Keliyah saying I can do it. And Akira even goes on to describe a phone call that she had with Keliyah where they're talking about all of this and it seemed like they were getting along.
At this time we talked on the phone. I'm like, you're gonna be there. She's like, I am. I'm so sorry. Like, and I'm a Christian. We talked about Christ and all this other stuff. And I was just like, okay, you know what? She's been finicky, but it's okay. It's okay. She said we're good.
But now fast forward to a day before the wedding, Keliyah reaches out to Akira and says, oh, actually, I can't do your makeup because I'm going to do a celebrity's makeup instead.
Hey, I'm sorry. JT just booked me for New York tomorrow. I'm going to call with her, so I have to go. I'm looking for a makeup artist for you right now. I go, girl, ain't no way. You knew you had my wedding. I'm so confused. I know you just not canceling the night before my wedding. Why go on Instagram? She's already with JT. She was already gone out the state.
So yeah, as you can also say, Akira saying, judging from like the Instagram post, she was already gone out the state. She had this planned before she even told Akira she was going to do this. And I mean, we've seen some bad things to do with weddings, right? We've seen people cancel very close to the wedding. I don't think we've spoke about one that got this close though. A day before the wedding, she cancelled because she wanted to do a celebrity's makeup instead. You would be livid, wouldn't you? And not only that, you would be so incredibly stressed because now you've got to find a makeup artist who can do it on such short notice and it's literally your wedding tomorrow. This should be like the time where you're getting excited for it. You know, it's your big day, probably the biggest day in your life potentially. For a lot of people it is anyways. Now in the next video, Akira goes on to explain that Keliyah sent her like some other makeup artists that might be available, but Akira didn't like their style or their work. And then Akira also goes on to explain that Keliyah only refunded her half the money.
And then I said, refund me all my money because she refunded me half of the money the day after my wedding. So that was for when I booked her to do my wedding. But then I paid for a bridal trial, which was like, okay, I want you to do my wedding makeup and you're available to do my wedding makeup. So I want both of my money. Give me all my money back. She said, "I'll refund you. Do you want to confirm with her? What's your Cash App?"
Now, in these videos, it's kind of unclear if she did refund all of the money or it's still just half the money that's refunded. The fact that only half the money was refunded in the first place is crazy. So you would like to think that she has refunded the full amount at this point, right? Because we've seen like problems with refunds with weddings before as well, with like the dress situation. She didn't get a full refund. But the difference in that situation with the dress is that they technically received a product. It was just a really bad product and looked nothing like the dress that she wanted to receive. But in this case, she didn't receive anything. And it's shit as well, right? Because this makeup artist clearly did it because, like, a big celebrity decided that she wanted to work with her and she must have thought it was, like, her big break, you know? Like, this is going to be great publicity for me. But now she's kind of ruined her reputation massively. These videos have millions of views calling her out. So she definitely has ruined her reputation in a way, and are you really going to rely on this celebrity to always work with you now, regardless of like what state she's in? I'm assuming she's probably traveling quite a lot, doing shows and whatnot. So is it really worth it to ruin your reputation for a celebrity that might work with you once in a blue moon, instead of like clients that potentially could work with you like way more, people who actually live in your area? It just seems like a bit of a stupid decision to make, even if you ignore like Akira's side of it, right? If you just look at Kalaya's side, it looks like a bit of a silly decision, but then you add in the fact that it's someone's wedding that you're now affecting. It's an awful decision. Now, luckily for Akira, she did end up finding someone to do her makeup, which is good. Obviously, someone was able to do it on very short notice, and she was very happy with the look. But after these videos started coming out, there was also more people kind of commenting on the situation who claim that they also had an experience with Kalaya. I can't confirm if this is real, of course, because it's just a comment at the end of the day, but this is an example of one of the comments. Baby, she did the same thing to me. I was hoping InvestFest. She was supposed to come for 2:30. She didn't arrive until 4:30. I was due on set at 5. I was an hour late. She told me she would refund me my money and never sent me $1. Didn't send me anything. I had no one to do my makeup last minute for my big gig. Still let her do it 2 hours late because I was devastated. Still no refund. Barely sorry. My family and friends said Jasmine just sent her love and grace, and that's what I did. Told her it'd be nice to receive something, even a new experience free of charge next time I'm in Atlanta. But again, I left it to God. She does amazing makeup, but very, very unprofessional. She even admitted it. God bless her. Praying she realizes she's playing with people's lives and time. Fuck the money. You made me look unprofessional because you was unprofessional. Sad truth. Now, in a third video uploaded by Akira, this is before we get to Kalaya's like video response, she actually showed some comments that Kalaya left on Akira's video, like this one for example, saying, I didn't block your number, I blocked your Instagram because I figured this would happen. Again, I apologize, babe. I'll do your makeup for free twice to make up for it. To which Akira responded saying, do you do this often? You knew this was gonna happen. I don't need my makeup done now, I need it for my wedding. A very good point. It's not like it was just a random appointment that got cancelled, it was literally an appointment for a wedding. It's very different. And in a very bizarre twist in the story, Kalaya then reaches out to Akira by text message to threaten her with legal action.
She's texting me and saying she's going to take me to court now. So then she sends this, basically saying, I understand you're upset about the situation, but trying to expose and tear down my business isn't going to change the past. I referred you to multiple people. I would hate to send your workplace, Keller Williams, a cease and desist letter. If you don't delete the video, we can go to court like you mentioned. First of all, because she blocked me on my work page too. I put my real estate license on inactive because I'm still in college. Okay. I was like, okay, I'm going to just finish and then I'm going to go back. So I don't know where you think you're going with this, but you're going nowhere. Second of all, I can take you to small claims court and get up to $15,000 from you, by the way. But if you like I said, I mean, I was planning on doing it anyways, but you go ahead. Let's do it. So she's basically threatening me now. I said, okay, let's do it. And she said, okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what Kalaya believes she would be able to sue Akira for. I'm really trying to figure that out. Nothing's really popping up for me at the minute. I guess she could try and do like the whole like defamation thing, right? Because that's what most people do in these cases. But if she's telling the truth, and we have text messages that definitely back up the story that she did cancel it a day before her wedding, and Kalaya hasn't denied that happening, then what on earth are you going to sue her for? Even going as far to say that she's going to reach out to her place of work, or where she thought was her place of work. Like, I don't think that's the response that's going to make you look any better in the situation. But speaking of responses, Kalaya did give an 8-minute response on her Instagram stories that have been re-uploaded to TikTok. She kind of like talks about the situation, mainly kind of talks about her religion, being a Christian, and yeah, this is what she had to say.
It's crazy being publicly humiliated, but when you're in Christ, I don't look to social media in the world for acceptance, mercy, grace, compassion. Like, I look to God for it. So for everybody that's trying to humiliate me, make me feel small, I serve the God that created the world. I serve the God that created the world. And so Even in my mistakes, God forgives. Even in my mistakes, God has grace and mercy. He's sovereign, but y'all don't know that because y'all don't know God.
Okay, I mean, that's all fine, right? But what about, like, the woman whose wedding you nearly ruined and put an incredible amount of stress on her the day before her wedding? Yeah, even though this response is incredibly long, she never really actually talks about her side of the story, about the situation, why she decided to do what she did. Like, none of that's really mentioned. In fact, at the beginning of this response, she goes on to kind of, like, complain about the fact that no one's reaching out to her to say, like, they're proud of her or something like that.
It's just crazy how the world will tear you down. Nobody has emailed me to tell me how proud they are of me, of how many good things I've done. But one thing that you see, you don't even know me, you ready to tear me to shreds. That shows what your heart looks like.
I mean, it's a very interesting take, to say the least. She then continues this statement by saying that she doesn't need you, and all these people who are complaining just have hate in their hearts.
So I don't need you, okay? I don't need you, I need Jesus. And that's who I have, and I hope that you can have him too, because the unforgiveness that you have in your heart for somebody that didn't hurt you was insane. The fact that y'all are willing to speak for this woman and have hate in your heart for me, for somebody else, just shows that you already had it in your heart. I'm just in your path.
No, what I would probably say is that people feel sorry for Akira, that her wedding was nearly ruined and she went through an incredible amount of stress just before her wedding because someone decided to cancel before her wedding to go and do a celebrity's makeup instead, so now they're just voicing their opinions. So I don't really see what's wrong with that. But Ohkeliyah carries on and says that this situation is just giving her, like, attention and publicity.
I can go in any field and excel because I have God who created the earth. So if you really think that this is going to do anything in my life, it's going to exalt me. Okay? You're giving me publicity. You're giving me attention. But I don't need it from y'all, though.
And then she ends the video by saying that she hopes that Akira's energy doesn't spill over to her marriage.
I just hope that this energy doesn't spill over into her marriage, because the blessing was that you found somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But don't dwell on the dark. Don't dwell on the past. Don't dwell on what didn't go right. Like, dwell on what is going right. Like, you got a husband. You married. There's so much to be grateful for. You know, you found love.
Yeah, like I said, it's a very bizarre response. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on everything we spoke about, but that is the situation up until now. And if you did enjoy the video, please do a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit, alright? Goodbye.